Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everyone who's tuning in from everywhere. Welcome to Magic Marrakesh. I'm M.Aroonrut, Creative and Strategic Director of Universal Admedia. We are a global branding, design, and activation agency with initiatives to bring out the power of community through powerful storytelling. I'm thrilled to be your host for this special event where we will gather to celebrate the vibrant voices and creative minds shaping the future of content creation in Morocco and beyond. Magic Marrakesh is a platform designed to showcase the incredible talents, innovative spirit that Morocco has to offer. So today we'll have the privilege of delving into the world of content creation, digital innovation, and the unique intersection where Moroccan culture meets global trends. Today, I'm honored to join by two extraordinary individuals who are not only leaders in their respective fields, but also inspirations to many. First, we have RimeAjakkaf. Rime is a renowned Moroccan content creator, known for her role as an inspirer rather than just an influencer. Through her platform, Moroccan Mirage, Rime captivates a wide audience with her vibrant and engaging posts about lifestyle, fashion, travel, and more. Awarded the TikTok Fashion and Beauty Creator of the Year 2023, Rime has distinguished herself through prestigious collaborations and innovative projects. Her work continues to push the boundaries of creativity and elegance, making her a significant force in the world of design and fashion. Our next guest is Salah Eddine Mimouni, a digital marketing and e-commerce expert with over 12 years of experience working innovative companies internationally. As a co-founder of Richmedia, Salah Eddine has supported numerous startups and online stores, helping them grow into inspiring success stories, working with numerous experts, content creators, and in e-commerce and digital strategies has made him a trusted advisor to many Moroccan and international brands. Salah Eddine's commitment to continuous learning and sharing his knowledge through training sessions and public speakings has solidified his reputation as a thought leader in the digital space. Well, welcome both of you, and thank you for your time with us today. If you want to just also, I know that I gave you a little bit of an introduction, but that's from our research and our perspective. If you want to just give a bit of intro about yourself, that would be wonderful as well.
I'm Reem, known as Moroccan Mirage. I'm a fashion content creator. I'm creating content from a few years now, I think around 4 years, not too long. My content is about fashion, lifestyle, but as you can see in my name, there is Moroccan Mirage, so I'm trying to mix between fashion and Moroccan culture and make it more swaggy and more fashionable.
My name is Salah Eddine, and thank you for the presentation, for the introduction. Thank you also for the invitation. I'm a PhD digital marketing expert. I work with companies in building strategies. I also work in the field of influence marketing, trying to gather as much influencers for the brands and also to help them to, promote their products all over the world. I'm also a public speaker. I participate in many events worldwide, and I'm really glad to be a part of this panel.
Without further ado, I'll dive right into the questions. I have so many questions to ask you both. I think first of all, Reem, you're known as inspirer rather than just an influencer. How do you define the difference between the two? And how has this mindset shaped your approach to content creation today?
Actually, when I started content creation, it was because before I didn't like social media a lot. I was not addict to that because I didn't find that influencer that will inspire me and someone when I can be inspired by what he's doing. I don't want to be that content creator who is here for selling brands and places, very commercial. I wanted to be something very true and very inspiring people to be themselves, to be natural, to talk about life, and this is what I wanted to do, and that's why I choose this bio. I don't want to be influencer, but inspire. I don't want to be here to sell, but to inspire people.
Thank you. That's beautiful. And along the same line, Salah Eddine, you're also a public speaker, and in a way, you're also inspiring people to through your expertise. And you just mentioned having a PhD. Can I ask slightly, like, what was your PhD about, and how it got you involved in this the world of e-commerce, the world of digital marketing, and trends, influencing strategies, and just talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, thank you for this question. So, well, listen, it's in the field of artificial intelligence and how it can help to create content through marketing. Like, as you know, before ChatGPT and all those tools, it took a lot of time to create an editorial planning for brand, like in Instagram or Google. But now, through the artificial intelligence, we can do that more easily. And those tools like ChatGPT, like Midjourney, like Canva, and whatever, they help the brand content manager to have ideas, to have inspirations. Reem just talked about inspiration. I think it's one of the most important topic that we should discuss today. So back to this, I wanted to emphasize that point of the inspiration versus the artificial intelligence, because really the robot today help, but still we still need the human being. We still need the natural thinking. Let me give you just an example. Last time I was like producing a kind of a video, a very huge video of promoting a hotel in Marrakesh, and I had a huge budget of 50K dollars. So we brought really the latest product, the latest tools, cameras, everything, and producer also, and it was with the drones and everything. It was really incredible video. We got 40K views, and the same time I had a girl on the team, like I teach them how to create content. So she used only her phone, Samsung phone, very very normal, and she started telling her story. And she just threw that video on TikTok and she got 2 million views with the phone. Meanwhile, I got like 40K views with the best production ever. So today, I think the human being is seeking for the natural content, for the storytelling content. Just let me know about your story. Be human. Don't sell products, as we mentioned. Don't sell me products. Everything is doing that. I want to hear your story behind the person, behind the perfection, behind the stories, behind the filters, everything. I want to see the human being who is like natural, who is sometimes sad, sometimes happy. But just give me the real one you are.
No, I totally agree. I think most of the viral contents are the authentic ones, and the audience is so smart, right? They know right away if it's acting or if it's a setup. Along that note, Reem, your content has resonated to a very wide audience too, earning you a title of TikTok Fashion and Beauty Creator of the Year 2023. What do you think makes your content stand out, aside from like, okay, it has to be authentic, it's real, it's inspiring people? And I think it kind of, I do want to touch along the line of data driven, like what Salah Eddine has mentioned as well. Has data played some part in how you create content, or do you think it's pure inspiration, it's pure creativity? Is it more strategic? I think I want to touch a little bit on the process of creating with you.
Actually, my goal from the beginning wasn't numbers. I don't look on numbers. I don't celebrate having 50K or 1000K or 100K people following me. I never talk about numbers. I'm a storyteller. I love creating stories. I love doing new things. I always try to learn what I can do on creation, on videos, on photos, and I'm trying to I'm challenging myself in each video to make better than before, and this is my strategy. My strategy was to have a connection with my community. They believe in me and I respect them for believing me, and I try each time to do something better, and this is my strategy. I don't talk about numbers, but I think for TikTok, yeah, numbers count, of course. But when you are authentic and when you are connecting with your community, listening to them, trying to give them something they're looking for, all this together slowly make you have these numbers even if you are not looking for them.
Yes, totally. Yeah. Because sometimes creativity can't fully be justified by numbers.
But I try to mix. If you see my content, I have a very natural content when I just talk and share and tell my opinion, my vision, for example. And I have that side when I try to be creative and do videos with production drones, as Salah said. But of course, it's not with these videos that you can have numbers. Never. It's always with natural one. So the mix of these two, I think, I found my good plan with these two. Actually, mixing these two together gives me good results, we will say. So yeah, I'm happy with and there is another thing, is collaborations. When you are connecting with your community and you respect them, I will not every day talk about 5-10 brands, different brands. Say today this product is the best one, and next week I will tell about another one, so people can understand that you are doing it for money. And I think that as a creator, we have to keep that creation, the reason why we start in the beginning. When you start thinking money, you lose your authenticity and you lose your that thing for why people are following you.
I'm sure you both have collaborated with different organizations, different businesses, different brands. How do you both make sure that the account or the business or the brand that you're collaborating with align with your purpose and your brand?
I'm so picky with brands. I mean, my page as Moroccan Mirage, it's my bubble. Okay, I create everything about this. If you want as a brand to go inside, you have to follow my rules too. You don't have to tell me how to talk, what language I have to use, what music to use. Okay, I can understand that you have a product, you have a line, I will respect it, but you have to respect my vision too. And for brands, when there are they want to change me or change my vision, I say no. That's why when I talk about something, people love my collaboration, because today when a creator doing a collaboration, people doesn't like it. They say, okay, it's a publicity, we don't want to see, okay, it's for money. But when you do it in a different way, they start to get interested. They say, okay, if she make all this around this product, maybe that product is really interesting.
So moreover, I'm just going to jump on what Reem just said, just to to emphasize the other side of the bubble. Maybe I'm going to talk about the brands and how does they think really. So as Reem mentioned, sometimes the numbers are not very important, but sometimes they are strategically decisive about taking a decision. When it comes to taking a decision, we really base on the numbers. Like for example, with all the experiences that I had with the brands, we base our selection, or influence selection, or influencer selection, on two things. First of all is the report, the statistic reports, and I might share with the community who are watching us today a kind of a report exported by one of the platforms, and there's many platforms that can like help you to get the whole statistics about an influencer, such as Flanks, for example, or Magic or whatever. So there is a lot of platform that might help you to export the report of an influencer. And once you have this report, you have all the numbers, the engagement rate, the number of the real followers versus the fake followers. You have also other KPIs, like for example, when it comes to the rhythm or the the process when he should for example, share what are the best moment, the highest moment, the weak moment, etc. So we have a lot of KPIs. We have more than 280 KPI on that kind of report. So we base our decisions on this kind of reports. And the second hand, and this is the second like criteria of choosing an influencer, is the history. As Reem talked about earlier, obviously I can't work with an influencer who worked with all the shampoo, for example, brands, or I don't know, maybe the makeup brands or whatever. I can't work with somebody who made a lot of collaboration on the same field and then add another product, okay? Because that will burn the product, that will touch negatively the value of the product in the marketing position or shift. So today, there are two criteria of picking an influencer: is first of all the report, and secondly the history of the actions. Again, about when it comes to the brands, when they want to make a decision about if they are going to work with an influencer or not, we also suggest a kind of a list of influencers, but finally the personal decision is it's here. Like, we cannot deny that sometimes a marketing manager or marketing director decide about his feelings. So sometimes he just say in the middle of the meeting, like, I don't like that girl. And it happened a lot of time. So the human being is really sometimes very stranger. He has the best statistics, he has a very clean history of collaboration, but just we don't like him, okay? For a reason that I don't know, maybe the cut hair, maybe something, but you got it. So that's why I want to go back to that point of basing the strategy on the tools. Today we have many tools which can decide about the best way of picking the influencers. So that's when it comes to picking the influencers. On the other side, how could we measure the results of a collaboration or partnership with an influencer? So when it comes to e-commerce field, because you just asked me about the e-commerce field, it's very easy to measure the impact, okay? Because we have a number of conversions, what we call sales. You have a number, you have also a conversion rate, you have also a basket rate, etc. So you have a lot of, let's say, KPIs on which you can really base your studies to check if the collaboration or the partnership were really good or not. And the other side, when it comes to branding, that's the issue sometimes. We can't base our studies only on the numbers. We should also see the other side of the fact, which is like, what is the positive impact that the influencer made on the brand love of that brand? Because each brand has this, a measure of brand love that on what we base our studies when it comes to the awareness strategies, or reach strategies, or sensibilization strategies. So all these kind of strategies base the data on the brand love measurement, which is one of the most important KPIs when it comes to awareness, as I explained.
No, thank you for that. I mean, it's an evolving field, right? Because in the past, and as we know, algorithms change all the time. There's so many new programs, so many new platforms, trends, people shift, economy shift, like everything. So one person might be talking one thing and it might fly and it might be good, and then next thing you know, there's an economical shift or there's a new trend going. The whole thing change again. So I totally understand. Things move, and it's to deal with people, and people is probably one of the hardest um, groups, or what do you call it? Kind of like the
Tribes.
yeah, that you can't control. And different cultures, different kind of audiences also shape all of that. So I hear you, but I still want to keep going with this context of creators and collaboration. You both have worked with many brands and also other content creators, both in Morocco and internationally. How do you both see the role of content creators evolving globally? What have been the trends in Morocco in the past versus present? And what do you think are unique opportunities that might exist for Moroccan creators in this space? If a new Moroccan creators to learn from this conversation, what should they learn from you both?
The main idea today, is that a content creator has a moral engagement with his community. We have an ethic kind of contract with the community, which is for me the most important thing to understand before starting creating content. It's an engagement. We need to understand that behind the scenes there is a lot of teenagers, a lot of youngest, and they want to have a real content and avoiding the fake content or the bad example content. That's the first point. Secondly, you just talked about the shift, and let me just emphasize that with some numbers. In 2022, the average of a content on Instagram was 7 hours, and now we're talking about 2 hours and a half. So the algorithms are pushing the content creators to produce more and more content if they want to be visible, if they want to be emphasized, if they want to be like more exposed to the content. And now Instagram is still, and also TikTok, by the way, are still thinking about the way of making the influencers pay for their let's say the rich, okay? So they want them to engage in a relationship, in a professional B2B relationship, a way that will help the platforms to get more content, and then on the same time to help the influencers to get more rich, because this is the deal, if you want. So back to this topic, I think really that we need to be responsible, and today a lot of states, a lot of countries are controlling this kind of content creation. Let's give an example such as Emirates, like for example in Dubai, they have this card of influencer or content creator which want to organize the field of content creation, because they know that they have a responsibility. Last time in Influence Days event, we got more than 150 influencers, which means that we had 150 million followers under the same roof. And we had 25 of Moroccans under the same roof. And this is a huge responsibility. Imagine that all the influencers decide just to play a game or to say something about a war or about any disaster. Everybody will be really stressed out. So that's why there is a responsibility for the country. And that's why many countries are working about not only their nation branding, but also to control the let's say the content managers, because they know about how influenced they are and how positive or negative they could be on the community. So that's why the impact is really sensitive.
I totally agree. And even if in Morocco it's not like in Dubai yet. Work on it. No, that's why in our last meeting I talked about Dubai, and I found out that they give a content creator is very important there. They have a big respect for the job. Not like here in Morocco, we still have a bad vision of the creator. we still think that a creator is just something living for free, and someone that we invite in a restaurant to eat for free, etc. They don't see the work and the big work we have to do, and yeah. But we need to control this and to organize this in Morocco too, so we can have something more quality content, I would say.
No, I agree. I think quality content, the keyword is also social responsibility. It's one thing when you're starting to garner the level of following, the level of power in your voice, that one has to be responsible for what you're putting out there.
To be honest, I started my page during quarantine, and as a user of social media, not as a creator, I've seen a big change. There is a life before quarantine, on before COVID, and life after. Because before, it was very fake on social media. You can just share a very beautiful picture, very clean, very perfect, with the brands, and yeah, you can have the engagement you want. But just after, all these people that they had big engagement before, with the quarantine, we changed. We want to to have more real content, more engaging
Raw.
content.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's changing completely the game. We have to do videos, we have to do reels, we have to learn how to create.
What shifted you from being a user into being a creator?
I wanted to be that creator I wish I can follow before, because it takes me time to be myself. Because I've studied textile, and it was really hard to find a job in fashion in Morocco. And at one point, I give up on my dream to do fashion and to work on fashion and start working just for working, to have a salary like everyone else. And during the quarantine, it was a big stop. It's one of the best, I think it's the best period I had in my life. I know it's not the same for everyone, but it was this period I discovered social media. I discovered the power of social media, and I discovered the impact that I can have on social media. So at this moment, I start to learn how to take pictures, how to edit, how to do videos during the quarantine. I see tuto all the night and tutorials all night, and the day after I try to practice what I learned the day before. This is how I started creating, and I wanted to say also that everyone can attain his goal if he works for it. That's why I used bio inspired. So this is why I start on social media.
That's great. Thank you for that. I think everyone should also put in the effort and the hard work into something that they're passionate about. I think that's what I collect from what you just said. Salah Eddine, for you, I think it's slightly different in the fact that you've been studying or observing and being part of this digital economy for quite some time. How have you seen the shift throughout the years? And I know COVID played a big part in it, as we just discussed. What's your take on it?
Listen, besides COVID, I think that there is 5 reasons why the brand started really to be interested to the influence marketing field. First of all, the first reason is that because of the range 15 to 35, this range or this age group no longer consumes traditional media like print, radio or TV or whatever. So they're focusing on social media. So, like for example, if you want me to give you a simple statistic, the range 15-35 used to watch to spend watching TV in 2019 about 1 hour 45 minutes, and now they're only spending 35 minutes. So there is a huge shift between these two, like in this short time. So that's the first reason that the brands want today to follow the community, and the community is on the social media watching the influencers. The second reason is that the influence today, or the brand content strategies, is the industrialization of the word of mouth, if you want. There is an effect that we call the best friend effect. The best friend effect is a kind of a recommendation power of an influencer, and that's bring us to the third reason, which is, like, for me, one of the most important reasons why the brands today shifted to the influence marketing, is that the fact that the studies show that influence marketing, or following an influencer, or like saying a brand presented by an influencer, is 277% more emotionally impactful. This is a huge number. And also it's 87% more memorable. And this is a second reason. So I think, for me, those kind of statistics convince the brands to shift to the influence strategies. And there is also a fourth reason, is that the influence itself, or himself, became a simple to use media, because now influencers have professionalized their job. They all have contract, they all have companies, they all have managers, they all have platforms of statistics. Also, they do have tools to identify like fake influencers, as I explained, and also they know about the rules and the best practice, like when it comes to transparency or to rights management. So they became a little bit widespread over this kind of topics. And also there is a final, if you want, a final reason, is the fact that today influence marketing can be, or can allow a brand to meet all their objectives. Like when it comes to awareness, we can use influencers. When it comes to engagement, we can use influencers. And when it comes to sales, we can use, or to purchase, we can use also influencers. So influence marketing or content creation could help the company on the different process, or the if you want, the McDonaldization of this kind of workflow. The influence marketing could be applied to each step of the steps of the strategy, or the digital strategy. So that's why, for me today, the influence marketing or the content creation marketing is no longer dispensable for every brand to be used in their, or to be part in their strategies.
And you both mentioned the limitation and challenges, let me put it that way, of the Moroccan landscape. There's so many digital platforms like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X are giving Moroccan creators a global stage. And what challenges do you think they face in scaling their content internationally? Is it the perception of the culture? And how do you think they can overcome these obstacles, or how can the society or the community or the experts such as yourselves kind of help guide people out of this, hurdle?
Well, I will take the part of social media situation in Morocco, and I will let Reem maybe answer the second part of the question, like going internationally. So when it comes to the social media platforms today, we are a 45 million people country, which is one of the biggest countries on the MENA region, and we are one of the most connected countries over the MENA region. And we have more than 24 million people over Facebook. We're more than 19 million accounts created on Instagram, and we are more than 4 million accounts on LinkedIn. We also jumped on any new social media such as TikTok and Spotify and Anghami and Waze and Truecaller and also Snapchat, and Dream could confirm that. So for Moroccans, we are really a multi-channel country. We have statistics everywhere. X is a little bit, tiny for us. We're not a very engaged community on X. on behalf of the Middle East situation, they are so connected to X, so connected to Snapchat. We have Snapchat also. The numbers are good, but still we are dominated by TikTok, which saved like more than 40 million setup application on 2023, and today the number are getting higher by 2 points each year, which is one of a phenomenal, if you want to say, a phenomenal situation of shift of over all this platform. So back to the topic, I was explaining that as a country, I think we are one of the most involved, let's say, communities on social media. So about the international scope, I will maybe Reem has more experience than me how an influencer or a content manager can go internationally.
Actually, it's not impossible, but there is a balance to have. When we speak Moroccan Darija, which is the Moroccan Arabic, we can't reach that international. But when we speak other languages, especially English, maybe it can work, but then you lose the Moroccan side. This is the challenging balance to have. If you go international, so you will reach maybe another community that will follow you in that. I don't know. For example, if I go to Dubai, I will have a community speaking English, etc. But I will lose a big part of my community here in Morocco. So yeah, I still don't have the answer, but I can say that the balance is really hard. But for example, when I did go to Dubai, I find out really good opportunities there, and many people told me, why you don't come and stay there. Um, Always talking about the balance. I don't know that I want to grow up there. It's for me, I prefer to grow here. But being international as Moroccan, it's really challenging, hard.
Language barrier, but also we still have other challenges, such as the fact that not a lot of events um, were really hosted in Morocco since 2022. So after the COVID, we started to have some, challenging events in Morocco, and I think that helped a lot the community to get internationally. Like for example, TikTok used to came to Morocco in the 2 or 3 last years, and also Spotify. We start to see those teams, technical teams, and also promotion teams. They started to visit Morocco to help those influencers to get internationally. But anyway, the most important thing for me is that the influencer have to get their objectives done. What am I seeking for, like through this kind of content or whatever? What do you want to have behind your account? Do you want to get internationally? As Reem said before, if you want to do something, you will work on it and you will get it done. So the idea is that on a hand, we want to check our objectives. Am I going to stay like locally, or am I going to the international feed? The second point is about the numbers. Back to the numbers, I think that the followers number today is really not very important. Why? Because I used to work with some brands or some influencers with 200K, and they are like the contracts were more expensive than working with another influencer who got like 5 millions. You got it? So it's all about the social professional category, what we call in Morocco la CSP. So one of the most important criteria, I'm pretty sure that Reem had a lot of things to say about that, but one of the most important criteria in Morocco is what is your audience? So the brands today are aware about the importance of the audience quality. So that's why they try each time to get new tools to check those kind of audiences.
For example, TikTok, they had managers before. They just stopped managing creators here all over the world. They stopped managing creators. Um, last year it was the first time Moroccan creators was invited to TikTok awards and nominated for. Never before we heard about Moroccan creators. I was the only Moroccan in that event. A lot of people from Egypt, from Saudi Arabia, from Dubai, but Morocco, not a lot. So yeah, they just started to get interested on Moroccan creators, which is good.
And for you, Reem, as someone who's built like a significant following, and like you said, you're one of like the only Moroccan creator to be in these events. What advice would you give to aspiring content creators who want to make a meaningful impact rather than just chasing numbers like what we just discussed?
First, I will say if you want to be a creator, you should do it for a reason. If you do it for money, you will not stay long. You should have a goal, you should have a reason, you should have a vision, you should have something to say, and you need to choose what kind of content you want to do. If your content is just to share your family, your husband, we are together, we are not together, it's okay, we are over this. You need to have, I don't know how we say in English, une niche.
A specific audience or niche. We can say niche in English, yeah.
You are specialized in this or this or this or this. You need to choose what you want to talk about, and you should do your best. And if I had a last one, I will say go for quality, not quantity, because it. For example, if I was chosen by TikTok to be that in that event, I don't have the biggest number of follower of engagement in Morocco. If you go to TikTok, you have people with 12 million, 20 million. But for example, for TikTok, if you are doing lip syncing on TikTok, you are not a creator. A creator who is someone creating content. And for TikTok, for example, if you are talking about everything, they don't care about you because they have manager um, by niche. For example, you have a manager for fashion and beauty, you have a manager for sport content, you have a manager. When you are not, you don't fit in one of these, so you don't interest them. So yeah, you should choose your niche, go for quality, and be authentic and creative.
And to add to that, I love what you just said. I think it's your ability to engage with your audience directly too, right? To maintain their brand loyalty, to maintain their engagements with you. And from what I looked at earlier, you're also going to be doing some pop-ups and some events that will be engaging with, your content creators. Can you talk a little bit about that? I think that's something that the people might be interested about.
As I said before, I study fashion. I do content creation. It's about fashion, other things, but fashion for 90%. And it was very natural for me to do something in fashion. So first, as a Moroccan Mirage, it was important for me to help Moroccan creators to grow with me. It's something that we can see in all my videos. I always try to look for that crazy stylist who's doing something very creative, very specific, and that people don't know. And I try to push them because it's very important for me to make them grow with me. So I organize. It's the second edition. I create the Moroccan Creators House on Instagram. It's a pop-up with a selection of Moroccan designer and creator. And I organize that pop-up in different festival in Morocco. It's a concept I just started, and my idea is to have a platform where I can share always new designers, new creators talk about their new collection for Moroccans or other people. If you are looking for a Moroccan brand or you are looking for specific Moroccan product, you can have that page when you can have this information. So this is the idea behind the Moroccan Creators House.
That's wonderful. And the next event will be during the Tangier Jazz Festival. Is that correct?
Yeah, it will be in Tangier Jazz Festival. It's from 19 to 22 September in Tangier. It's a jazz festival with a very good jazz music, and we will be there.
So it sounds very immersive. There's going to be a lot of things going on. That sounds really fun. Salah Eddine, how about you? Where can people learn and watch or listen to your speaking engagements? If people need to reach you about your expertise and want your input and advice on digital economy, digital marketing, e-commerce, or any projects coming up that you'd like to share.
Yeah, I would love to share the fact that we're creating an institute for influencers in Morocco, that we're going to help all the content creators to get more and more, rich, and also more tools about how to create content. And we just, organized the first edition of Influence Days, and today we're working on a very huge international version, like the 1 billion summit in Dubai. So we're doing something very, very crazy very, very soon. And also we have the EMEC Expo, which is one of the biggest digital marketing events in Morocco, which will be in 10, 11, and 12 September 2024 in Casablanca. And for any questions, and everybody is more than welcome. I have an Instagram page. I'm not an influencer again. I'm not a content creator. I'm just a crazy guy who tried to help companies to get the best results. And also I want to introduce you a friend of mine who were looking on you, and since the beginning of the conversation he was here, and I was a little bit worried about him. He's here. His name is Lou. Okay, he's a very nice guy, and he really wants to say hi to the both of you.
You can be a good content creator.
Absolutely. I will create a page for him. A page for him. So just hi.
I'm one of the first followers, for sure. I'll be sharing your content.
You have a follower from New York, okay? He's happy.
It's always very interesting to hear, especially from two perspectives, from a creator and from an expert working with creator, But I know that time is limited, unfortunately. But I do have some more questions to be like a semi fireside, questions. What does community mean to both of you?
Okay, for me, everybody has a community. If you didn't find your community, is that you're still working on your content, but any content has a community. So you just need to work on it, and it's very important to get the conversion rates based on that community. What are you going to share with those people, and what do you want from them? So kind of integrating them in a kind of automation. So I'm talking like a marketing perspective. I'm not talking just a brand content perspective, but like behind brands, they want numbers, they want money. So let's just be agreed on that topic. So what we do as a brand is that we develop that community. We got the help from the influencers, but we try beside to get some benefits from that community. And one of the most important strategies today is getting that community into an automation steps. Like for example, I'm going to start with them with influencers, then I'm going to get them through a pixel on Facebook ads, then I'm going to convert them through emailing or through SMS campaigns or through WhatsApp campaigns or through cold calling campaigns. So the influence or the content is only a step of the marketing process. Again, it's not the whole strategy. Because beside all these content creators, all these influencers, only one objective is that the brand should be satisfied about the collaboration, the partnership, or the contract with the influencer. Last advice maybe is that it's an advice for the content creators, guys. Control your contract. Control your contract. Read very, very carefully the contract and check all the cases and check all the clauses of those contracts and see if it's protecting you when it comes to not only the time frame, but also the space frame. I had a last experience with an influencer who worked with a brand in Emirates. So they signed on Emirates, and he found his banners and his pictures displayed in another country. And this is something, that wasn't really emphasized again on a contract. So read your contracts carefully and do your best researchers to get the best contract.
For me, it means family, because community is people that supported me from day one, and sometimes even family doesn't support you from day one. So community for me is what makes me a creator, so it's very important.
Wonderful. Thank you. In short sentences, who is your hero for both of you?
Personally, my hero is that Palestinian guy who lives in Gaza, who lost all his family members, and he's still creating content on Instagram, TikTok, and talk to us about the problems that he's facing in this war. So I just want to say high five to all those people in Gaza struggling to stay alive.
Well, where would you like to visit that you have never been?
For me, I want to do all the fashion weeks, starting from Paris, New York, Milan.
Tanzania, I've never been there, so it's an interesting country. But listen, we can talk about next month when I will come to see you guys in New York. We will have a long talk about that, and I hope Reem could join us.
And this question might be easier for you as well, Reem. Describe your style in 3 words.
Extravagant, colorful, and Moroccan.
Classy, and classy.
I forget one word. Vintage too. Vintage is very important.
No, thank you for your time, and we hope we can keep the conversation going some other time as well. We, on behalf of Universal Admedia and Magic Marrakesh, wish you both the very best of luck in your endeavors, and we look forward to your journey as we follow along on your social media.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.